driving down the road and by chance blown a tire? Well, if you have, you'll know how it can be frustrating, and sometimes it can be a little bit scary if you don't know what to do. But today I'm going to teach you how to change a car tire. But first I'd like to share with you an experience that I've had with changing tires. So one day in the late spring a couple years ago, I was going down to the ranch. We had a cow and a calf that the cow had calved late, and I was going to go move her with the rest of the cows, and so I had to pick up with a horse trailer and my horse in the trailer. And I got down to the ranch house and jumped out of the truck to unload the horse and go get this cow and calf. And I had 4 flat tires, 2 on the pickup and 2 on the horse trailer. And it's one thing to just blow one tire. When you've got 4 flat ones and only 1 spare, it becomes a little bit of a problem. So I ended up just starting. I went and got some railroad ties I had laying there and jacked the truck up and put railroad ties under the axles so the truck was jacked up, and I took the 2 truck tires off, and the 2 trailer tires, I did the same thing with that, jacked the trailer up and put some blocks under the axles so that it wouldn't fall, and took the tires off and got in another truck we had sitting there and had to go back to town to get the tires fixed at the tire shop, and anyways come back and got them put on. But it was a big day of changing tires. But after today, you will all know how to successfully change a car tire. And there's a few steps that I'm going to teach you about changing a tire. The first step is you need to find the tools in your car to change the tires. The second step is going to be making sure you know where to put your jack, and the third step is taking the tire off, and the last step is putting the tire back on. So the first step, you needed tools. So this is what you'll find in most cars. This is your spare tire, this is your lug nut wrench, and this is a jack that you use to jack your car up. And these are called wheel chocks, and you'll use them to put under the front wheel so your car doesn't roll. Okay, so the first thing you do after you find your tools is you're going to want to break your lug nuts loose. Your lug nuts are the bolts that thread onto what's called the studs, and that's what holds your tire and wheel in place and keeps it from falling off. And they're on there pretty tight, and so you need to get your lug nut wrench and you need to break those lug nuts loose. Don't take them all the way off yet, just get them loose. After you've got them loose, and this is what your lug nuts will look like. After you've got them loose, you're going to want to get your jack in place. And this is a very important step, because if you don't do it right, it can be kind of dangerous. So you're going to want to place your jack under someplace sturdy. You don't want it, when you're jacking your car up, you don't want it to move or anything like that. And so typically a good place to put it is on the frame, so it's lifting your whole car up. This is under the suspension in this car. There's a good flat spot, but you want to find the flattest spot possible on the frame so your jack doesn't move, because if it moves, you have a chance your car might fall on you, and that's not a good thing. So making sure you put your jack in the right spot is a really critical thing. Once you've got your jack in the right spot, you can jack your car up so that your tire is off the ground enough that you can take it off. Once you've gotten your car jacked up, you go back to your tire and you take the lug nuts all the way off. Once you take your lug nuts all the way off, you can pull the tire. You can go ahead and pull the tire off, and then you'll just see the hub in there. And then you take your spare tire and you put it back on the studs, and you put your lug nuts back on and you thread them on as tight as you can while your car's in the air. And once you've got them as tight as you can, you're going to want to go and lower your jack. And you're going to want to do this kind of slowly. But once you've got your jack lowered, you're going to want to go back to your tire and tighten your lug nuts as tight as you can get them. And after you've got your lug nuts tight and as tight as you can get them, you've successfully changed the tire. And at this point, you just want to gather up your tools and put them away and get your junk tire and take it with you to the tire shop and get a new tire on it. But those are the steps in changing a tire. So today I've taught you the steps of first finding your tools that you need to change the tire. Second step is removing the tire. Third step is where to put your jack. Fourth step is replacing the tire. Now that you know how to change a tire, you'll know what to do when you blow 4 tires at one time.